Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with DR Holistic Healer, aka Sonia B. I am back with another prophetic message that I actually received on Saturday, I believe. I believe it was on Saturday. Anyway, so with all that being said, I just want to say for those of you who are new to my channel, I just want to say welcome. And for those of you who return it back, I want to say welcome back. Keep in mind that these energies could be happening right now, or it could be happening few weeks from now, or it could be happening a few days from now, or even a couple of months from now. It just depends on your location on the planet. Whether you're in the northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, that plays a factor in when the energy will possibly reach you. And if it is not happening to you, if it's not resonating with you, then most likely it's resonating with someone who is within your immediate surroundings of your environment. So anyway, and that could mean your mother, your sister, your cousin, your brother, your uncle, your auntie, your co-worker, your boss. Take it how it resonates. Anyway, but the key is to just be an observer. So that way you're aware of whether it's happening to you or someone else around you. But anyway, so with all that being said, for those of you who do not know, I'm an intuitive, clairvoyant, Hayoka empath who receives divine prophetic dream messages. I also receive intuitive messages as well as intuitive messages through music as well too. And I am here during this time to help assist souls on their spiritual journeys. I translate messages from the spiritual world into this 3D world to help assist souls on their spiritual journey. So with all that being said, let's get right into the message. I'm not going to make it too long because I actually have somewhere I have to go. I'm trying to get this video in before I leave. But anyway, so with all that being said, okay, so the message that came to me was, it was two messages. One was the message of Arsenio Hall. And at first I was like, okay, Lord, what does that mean? I heard the message. The message was like, whatever you invest your time, your attention, and your energy into, that's what's going to kind of come full circle back to you, in other words. So I say all that to say, but I was like, okay, Lord, so how does that tie into Arsenio Hall? And the first thing I thought about was, I remember Arsenio Hall was very big back in the day, should I say. He had his late night talk show and, he was on other things and so on and so on. But his talk show was really, well known, should I say. And he had it for years. So I say all that to say, and then it seems like he just kind of dropped off the planet out of nowhere. And then all of a sudden, he just recently resurfaced onto the planet again. I mean, he was always been here, but it's almost like he just kind of... It's almost like he was working on himself behind the scenes of how he can recreate himself. In other words, is what Spirit is telling me. Thank you, Spirit. How he can recreate himself to come back out, and be better than what he was before. Even if he did a talk show in the past, and whether he's coming forth again and doing another talk show, it's about adding. It's more so of. It's almost like changing with the times. So in other words, the topics of discussion that maybe he might have talked about back then may not relate necessarily to the topics and subjects that he may be about to start talking about now. So I say all that to say, but I had to Google it too, because I remember Arsenio Hall, like I said, he was out way back in the days, but he tried to resurface somewhere back in, I think it was 2013, and he only had one season. They didn't renew his contract, so he just recently came back out. As a matter of fact, I think I read that he is actually sitting in for Jimmy Kimmel, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, so I say all that to say, I feel like it's a situation of they slowly but surely trying to move Jimmy Kimmel out, wing him out while bringing Arsenio Hall in. Anyway, so with all that being said, so for those of you guys, and take it how it resonates, because I kept thinking that maybe this was just applying to people who have been trying to reinvent themselves in a sense, who have been kind of sitting behind the scenes, who have been kind of keeping the low key, who have been kind of working on new things, new projects, new endeavors, and so on and so on. At first, I thought it was just applying to them too, but then Spirit kept dropping into my spirit, like, just take it how it resonates. If you think about that, I'm going to try to put it in the intro when you first click on it. So just pay attention to like that symbol. So in other words, it's like whatever you focusing your time and your energy on, it's like that's what's going to come back to you. So in other words, if you're focusing your energy on negative things, that's the energy that's going to come back to you. If you're focusing your energy on the positive things, that's the positive energy that's going to come back to you, And And those are some things to just, kind of be mindful of. So I say all that to say, it's going to be different for everyone, it's going to be different for everyone. Just take it how it resonates. So that was one message. So in other words, some of you guys have been, like I said, been sitting behind the scenes trying to reinvent yourself and so on and so on, where there will be a time as such as all the energy and effort that you put into trying to reinvent yourself, eventually that's going to pay off. So just keep that in mind as well too. That energy is going to come back to you, and just keep that in mind. So that's one of the messages. The second message that I received was, it came in the form of, and again, this has nothing to do with race or color. I'm just showing it to you how God showed it to me. So God showed me like a family of Caucasian, it was like the grandmother, the mother, and maybe 2 children, should I say. So 3 generations. And this family was Caucasian. So this family was Caucasian. So I say all that to say, and I'm also hearing Spirit say that be mindful if you are someone who have been kind of looking down on, let's just say, African American people, should I say, or people of color, and I'm going to specifically say African American people. That's what's coming to me, as well as I can't even say Native American people, because, and there's no offense to them, because I really strong connect with Native American people, but for some particular reason in this dream, it came to me as African American people. So what it was a family of 3 generations. Again, it was the grandma, the mother, the mom. Let's say the grandma might have been probably in her 60s or whatever. The mother might have been somewhere like in her 40s or 50s, should I say. And then the kids was somewhere like little less than maybe 10. It was as if they were kind of going on a walk. Like the daughter said, come on, Mom, let's go on a walk. And so instead of them going on a walk, they made a detour. So instead of going right, they decided to go left. So when they went left, they ended up, I noticed that the mom had ended up in this storefront. It was like a little storefront. It wasn't very, very big, but just take it like a little, you know how sometimes they have museums, let's just say like any kind of museum. If they have a museum and they have like things that they want to share so that people can know and kind of educate themselves, like, well, in this little storefront, it was nothing but black people hanging up on pictures. So to me, it was like a black museum. In other words, like they had books and stuff in there. They had pictures up on the wall, and they just had things that was represent the African American culture, should I say. So I say all that to say, the mom had went into the store, she sat down, and it's almost like she was being educated on, some of the things that black people had to experience, some of the things that they had to endure. So it just so happened I was standing outside the door and I was looking at her. So she looked up, she looked out, and that's all I clearly remember. But I got the feeling like, again, instead of her going right and doing what she would normally do going for a walk, she decided to go left this time, and she took her family with her. But when I saw her in the store, she was pretty much the only one that was in the store. So again, I believe that God's soul spirit is showing people and getting people more in tune with their empathetic sides, of allowing people to be able to see some of the struggles that African American people have had to endure, whatever it may be, whether it was racism, whether it was, whether them whitewashing things so people wouldn't really know who they really are, And I don't want to get on the topic of race, but I'm just showing it to you how God showed me. So whatever he gives to me, I have to give it to you as such, and know that that's the message that he wants me to deliver. So again, I have no problem at all with any race, but the point and the problem I have expressed before on my channel is just dealing with the situation of different race. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you African American. I don't care if you part of the Asian community, part of the Middle Eastern community, part of the, Hispanic community, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point of the matter is Anytime you are doing something against somebody's free will, trying to manipulate, trying to throw your shit off onto other people, and you're not taking responsibility, and you are looking to take an easy way out rather than you doing the necessary work that needs to be done, just like other people have had to do, you know, and not try to make your life a little easier by throwing your shit off on somebody else, you know. So it's a matter of whatever it is that God is putting you through and having you to experience. It's there for a reason. It is there for you to meant to heal that, fix it, and not to try to throw your shit off onto somebody else, you know, so that they can deal with it, so that you don't have to do it. So that's my problem with different races of people. It's not the people themselves, it's the ones who try to manipulate and who try to, you know, again, throw whether it's some sort of sickness, illness, or injury of any kind, or trying to give that energy to someone else. You know, that's wrong on all levels. So imagine if and I hate to say it, but there's a scripture in the Bible that says that my people suffer from a lack of knowledge. Energy is everywhere. So some African American people, we have to learn to wake up and understand that energy is real, and you don't even know it, but sometimes we are down and we stay down because people project that negative energy towards us, you know, or have been projecting that negative energy towards us in order to keep people suppressed, in order to keep some certain people in illusions, in order to keep certain people, you know, from trying to rise up, but just basically staying down. So I say all that to say that it's time to wake up and smell the coffee, because God is waking people up, and he showed me a long time ago just how certain people were manipulating, and, you know, through whether it be witchcraft or whether it be, you know, whatever it is that they're trying to do, and whether it's trying to get rid of their sickness or illnesses that they experience and trying to give it to other people. So I say all that to say, those are all the messages that I have, but I know that God's Soul Spirit is starting to sit some people down and allow them to be able to really see the struggles and the things that some African American people had to experience and go through. So anyway, but one thing I say as being an empath, I always tell people, put yourself in other person's shoes. So if you wouldn't want somebody doing that to you, don't do it to somebody else. That's all I have to say. And I don't care who you are. Like I said, I don't care if you're the same color as me. I don't care what race you are. This applies to everyone. Every single person on the planet. I'm going to shuffle, pull a card real quick before I go. One more shuffle, y'all. Bear with me. And no, I'm not a tarot card reader. I just pull these cards as just so you guys can hear the message from Spirit themselves. This one says, is this the number 4? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, okay. Past, present, and future. Let me make sure there's not nothing else that's coming out. Any more messages? Thank you, Spirit. This one is unlimited possibilities. So I can definitely tell you this past, present, and future. I get the feeling of this is like past things, you know, as I just talked about, you know, people throwing their shit off on other people. This has a lot to do with the past. These are things that was taught from generations to generations, because as I said, there was 3 different generations that showed up, you know, in that one message where the mom was educating herself. So this is letting me know that this comes from not only just 3 generations, but way generations back of things that people have been doing for us, manipulating people and taking advantage of people and suppressing people. We all know we could take it way back to slavery and so on and so on. But I say all that to say that's just rather than people really sitting down and educating themselves and again, empathizing with other people and putting themselves in other people's shoes and allow them to say, hey, if that was me in that situation, would I want somebody treating me that way? So in other words, we're at this present time where God is, again, waking people up so that we don't take that shit going forward in the future. And just so you guys can see it yourself. So anyway, let me read this real quick because I got to get ready to go. 4. We all arrive on this earth with a plan. We'll all have lessons to learn. And I just said that, right? In the process of learning these lessons, most of us will encounter experiences that we will label as bad. This label and duality we carry with us wherever we go is what we call our so-called baggage. And that's all it is. When we bring that shit from generations to generations to generations, there's nothing but baggage that we're just carrying from one generation to the next. Rather than being an individual, thinking for yourselves, rather than carrying on family traditions, should I say, you know, because that's all it is family traditions that things that family have taught you to do that is not necessarily, you know, again, I don't want to say whether it's bad or good because like it said, it's a matter of learning lessons and the lessons are meant to wake us up to the truth. So I say all that to say it's like how can I say it? It's like they're lessons that are being teaching us something. So whether we consider it as being bad or whether we consider it as good is just a lesson that we learned that we know not to do going forward. In other words. The label and duality we carry with us wherever we go, it is what we call our so-called baggage. When we let these labels direct our reactions of life and experiences in the present or even project them into the future, we are working with a lower energy vibration. When you are able to integrate your lessons without labels, then you are free to remain in the present and experience and enjoy it for what it is truly is. You can then move forward into the future without expectations or agendas and be much more open to what will be for our highest and best. Our highest and our best. Let go of labels and judgment surrounding these situations. And then the second one is unlimited possibilities. Oh, 19. Bear with me, y'all. When fall turns into winter, the leaves fall from the trees. Birds fly south. Plants go dormant. Some even die, having lived the life that they were meant to. Do we ever panic and willow into the fear that this is it? There will never be another robin singing. There will never be another ripe tomato. No, we don't. Why is this? We know that after winter, spring will return, followed by the bounties of summer. It is so in your life. At any given time, there are unlimited possibilities for you and yours. Many different paths to take, many different options, availability. Do not get bogged down into thinking into a linear fashion. Open your eyes and your heart and feel the power your free will and choices bring to you. Make your life what it is meant to be. So the choice is yours. You know, you can either continue on with doing the same things, or you know, you can look at things from a different perspective. you know, Lord knows I can say I've been through some shit, should I say. But I also learned to see the good in the situation and look at the situation like, at that time, yeah, I thought it was like so bad for me. But when I bring it forward, I was like, okay, I see it as not necessarily bad, but I see it as a lesson that it taught me, because it taught me to do this, and that going forward. So anyway, I say all that to say I hope that information was helpful. So again, I pulled the cards. The card reconfirmed what it was that I was saying. Just so that you know. But anyway, I will hope you guys have a beautiful day. Take that message and allow it to drop it into your heart space and drop it into your spirit. And most of all, try to get out of your head, because Lord knows, I know there's a lot of energy where people are just in their heads. I can just feel it. Try to laugh about something. Find a movie that makes you laugh. Find a movie that makes you happy. But anyway, so with all that being said, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I wish you all much love, much light, and I say peace and blessings. And remember to always keep God first and foremost. And I say namaste and have a great day. Bye.